At this time, I will call to order the regularly scheduled committee meeting for the Village of Midlothian, Wednesday, January 6, 2021, at 7 p.m. Roll call, please. Clerk Moscow.
Trustee Cagney. Trustee Crowley.
Here.
Trustee Gillis. Here. Trustee Ivan.
Here.
Trustee Killily.
Here.
Trustee Kreis.
Here.
Mayor LaRue.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, I declare that an in-person meeting is not practical or prudent due to the coronavirus pandemic.
Mayor, you have a quorum verified by audio or visual confirmation.
Thank you, sir. Deputy Clerk PULASKI, was there any comment from the public?
No, there was none.
Thank you. Then we'll move on to trustee business. Trustee Kreis.
Thank you, Mayor. I do have a couple updates this evening that I would like to share with the board. I had a kind of a debriefing with OAI last week or 2 weeks ago, and OAI provided the grant and through the contractor Cardinal for maintenance on the rain garden. And they asked me, they wanted feedback, and I told them that Cardinal, I thought, did a nice job. They definitely were professionally trained, and the manager was an ecologist, so he knew what he was doing. And when we started this project last year, they had funding for 3 years to do this, and their funding was pulled. So they're looking for additional grant money to continue this service for the village. But if they can't, they had asked, would we be interested in possibly a shared service contract with other municipalities such as Blue Island? And I said, well, it would depend on how much it would cost. I'd have to present it to the board. So they're working on that, but in the interim, they are also looking for additional grant funding to potentially continue doing the maintenance on green infrastructure at no cost. But again, we all know how the grant funding is, and I told them again, municipal budgets have taken a hit due to COVID, so I will keep everybody posted. It'd be great if they got additional grant funding and they could do it, again, at no cost to the village. The other thing I was pursuing this week was looking again, revisiting the no cash bid process, which is the only way the village would be able to obtain the property on Kedzie Avenue. And I think I had mentioned all of that was put on hold due to the pandemic. So I went to the treasurer's website again, and everything is delayed. Everything is postponed. All of the tax sales and scavenger sales, that message hasn't changed. I did reach out to the county to find out if they had any additional updates, and at this time they don't. So it's really unfortunate, so that any municipalities that wanted to try to obtain properties through the no cash bid process, everything is on hold. And they have no idea how long the delay will be. She couldn't even predict. The next item I want to bring to the board's attention is they've been in communication with the Metropolitan Planning Council. And if you recall, we submitted a green infrastructure grant to the Illinois EPA, which was supposed to be awarded in November or December. And MPC had a conversation with IEPA probably 2 weeks ago, and the IEPA is still evaluating all of the grant applications. This was to supplement the Keystone parking lot. They've not made one award, and they're not sure when they're going to make the awards. So I wanted to share that with the board. And MPC also, Adam Slade, was working on the financial assessment for the village. They informed me, MPC informed me that Adam has left MPC. Big loss for MPC to pursue his PhD full-time, and they are looking into how we can wrap up the financial assessment, how it can be presented. So when I have more information on that, I will let the board know. I did tell them I thought it would be really important for the village to have that information right now. And that is all I have this evening, unless anyone has questions.
Thank you, ma'am. Trustee Egan?
I have nothing for this evening.
Thank you, sir. Trustee Gillis?
Oh, yes, Mayor, thank you. I just wanted to make a comment that we're still looking for volunteers who may have an interest in helping out at the Historical Society. Once it is reopened, this can be for 2 Saturdays a month between the hours of 11 and 2 p.m. And some additional volunteer work during the week with some just organization and filing of different areas within the society itself. So if you are interested, if anybody from the community is interested, they can email me or call the village and leave a name and number, and I will get back to them. I also wanted to congratulate Chief Hotwagner, in case anybody didn't see the email that was sent out from Julie, that he has added another grandchild to his big family, and everybody's doing fine. And lastly, just wanted to make a mention too that with the winter months upon us and the cold weather, that people should really look into getting their furnaces cleaned. That is a major issue with preventing the fire department from visiting your house. So that's all I have there. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Trustee Keaveney's not here. I think Trustee Crowley's going to handle her business. You do that under your business, Trustee Crowley?
Yeah, I think, I'm not sure whose business it's under, but it's under one of ours. Trustee Keaveney asked me to follow up with the board for any additional discussion regarding the results of the Zoning Board of Appeals meeting and minutes that she emailed, I believe, last week. They are also on board docs. I believe there were no unanswered questions that she had asked the board to send her emails during the week if anybody had any questions. As far as I know, everything that was asked has been answered in the documents on board docs. So I believe it's going to be on the approval next week, but I just wanted to go over the discussion if anybody had any additional discussion or comments or questions.
The manager was in college, so
Hold on. Sorry. Anyone?
I guess the only, are we talking about both of these now?
Yes.
This and the?
Yes.
I guess the only, as I read through the EDCA special use, the only question I would have is that is the language in there strong enough? Because we've had I shouldn't say typically, but we've had issues in the past with used car sales, and I just want to make sure the language in there is strong enough so that they abide by the terms of the special use.
So I think, I'm sorry, Nick, go ahead.
Yes, the Planning Board and Zoning Board of Appeals recommendations were the same as for the prior incident, the prior special use for auto sales on the property off of Kedzie, and there's even more requirements on there, making it more stringent.
And I did notice that, and on there is also the requirement that they cannot sell any automobiles under $2,500, which I know that was something that we had all discussed when we were reviewing the property on Kedzie.
And median $8,000 too.
And what?
None below $2,500. And at medium is $8,000.
Right, and I thought that was good. You know, the only thing that I was a little surprised about is, I mean, they really don't have a big parking lot. You know, the space that they have there to be able to put cars for sale is quite small, but I'm, I was just kind of surprised by that. But
yeah, and they have to designate where the employee parking is going to be, right, where the customer parking is going to be, and no cars on the parkway. In addition to that, because the testimony of the property owner was that he sells about 5 a month, and there was an issue as to whether he needed a dealer's license. He does in fact need one. We also included in the special use condition that even if he does not sell 5 a year, there's going to be none of this, well, I only sell less than 5. If he sells any cars at all on that property, he has to have an Illinois dealer's license.
Okay. Did anybody else have any questions about either one of the zoning board of appeals recommendations?
Yes? No? Okay,
Then I'd ask to have it put on the consent agenda for next weekend,
perfect.
or next week, sorry.
Yeah.
And that is all the business that Trustee Caveney had tonight, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Trustee Killelea.
Nothing for tonight, Rick.
Thank you, sir. Trustee Crowley.
Just a couple things tonight, sir. Late this afternoon, I sent the board a quote for our taser cartridges that the police department uses. The quote actually, as I had said in the minutes, the quote was, we received it last week and it was only good for a couple days. That's how they do their quotes. So I will have an updated quote for next week, but they assured us that the dollar amount will be the same. This is covered under our budget. It's a budgetary item. And so unless anybody has any questions about this, I'd like to put it on the consent agenda for next weekend as well. Next Wednesday. Why do I keep saying weekend?
Any questions? Okay.
And just kind of a little update on IT. We are scheduled to have our next IT meeting next Thursday. We are in the process, I've talked to Proven, and we are auditing our agreements with them to make sure that they're fiscally the best options for us. We are also putting some training in place that will come at no charge to the village for some of our software and things like that. And they've made some suggestions and some things that we can do to increase and enhance our customer service. And I'm going to be moving forward with that in the next few weeks. I'll be sending emails to the board and I'll be talking to the department heads at our IT meeting, but I'm kind of excited about it. I think it'll be a good way to interact with the community and get a lot of good feedback. Other than that, I have nothing tonight, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Attorney Valdez.
Just at an upcoming board meeting, we are going to have for the board's review an ordinance designating the TIF district, the redevelopment plan, and adopting the same. That's all I have.
That's what I was going to say. Okay. Thank you, sir. Then, other than wishing everyone a very happy 2021, looking for a great year, I have nothing tonight. Clerk Moscow?
I have nothing tonight either, sir.
Really? Okay. Then I'm looking.
Can I ask a question? Is like tomorrow a holiday? Is that why we have such a short meeting?
Okay.
I wish it were a holiday.
That's good.
Well, if you keep talking, it's not going to be a short meeting.
Seeing as no further business coming before the board, I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the
I'll
motion.
make the motion.
You got that, Alan?
I'll second.
Got it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Meeting adjourned. Thank you all. Good night.
Thank you,